The best of money matters. Right Business.
Welcome to The Right Business, where we dive deep into the stories of trailblazers who dare to disrupt the status quo, find the gap in the market to find the right business. Hello, I'm Hongbin Jung. Now, if you're in real estate, especially residential development, you'll want to hear about Proplens AI. Now, this innovative platform offers two powerful solutions: an AI interface for engaging with your home buyer leads and an internal AI co-pilot designed support teams. Proplens AI seamlessly integrates your proprietary project data along with external data sets and market regulations to act as an efficient, intelligent team member. So to find out how Proplens AI can elevate your real estate business, joining me today to share more is Sara Rangarajan, who is the founder and CEO of Proplens. Sara, welcome to the show.
Hello, Hongbin. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. All right, just to kickstart our interview here, what specific problems did you notice in the residential property development industry that led you to create Proplens AI?
Yep, so I worked for over a decade with property developers and found three major issues. Number one, there's disproportionate spends on marketing and sales, typically extending up to 5 to 10% of revenue, and high reliance on external partners. The second piece is there's lack of access to data-driven home buyer insights. Typically, insights are anecdotal in nature, and sales teams and agents have their own biases on understanding why somebody is buying or not buying a property. The third piece is the cyclical nature of the industry and the episodic nature of launches, right? So which makes it extremely hard for property developers to plan and predict resourcing in advance. So this is where we found that we can actually solve with cutting-edge AI technology.
I see. Well, then how does Proplens AI improve the customer journey compared to, traditional CRM systems?
Great question. So CRMs have been around for many decades, right? So the CRMs are more of a software, what we call as systems of record, more of a database where sales teams create, update, and track the lead information. At Proplens, what we're doing is we're going one step further, right? So we're building AI agents that can actually automate work done by customer-facing teams. So to give you some examples of these work, so it could be anything from mundane lead qualification, probing the customer, scheduling property visits, doing routine follow-ups because people don't buy properties, without a lot of follow-ups. Usually it's a cycle that can extend into months together. And lastly, even extending into post-sales, responding to customer queries real-time on payment tracking, project status, etc. So the idea is going beyond just the tool, but actually doing the work that a lot of customer-facing teams are doing today. Our goal is to free up bandwidth of these customer-facing teams to focus on higher value-additive tasks like, rapport building, relationship building, or, freeing up their bandwidth to serve more leads at scale.
I see. Well, then on that note, what differentiates Proplens AI from, other similar platforms in the market? Are there any unique features that stand out?
Of course. I think our biggest advantage is being true to the domain that we built for real estate. So AI model training, reasoning, and even all the data set integrations are, very specific to real estate and very specific to the markets that we operate in. So let's take an example, right? So if I'm a home buyer and I want to compare the investment gain or investment potential between two projects, so what our AI does is it gathers all the location-specific information from, say, our Google integration, because real estate, of course, is all about location. It kind of taps into the URA data for picking up past market transactions, rental deals in the vicinity. And then there's a reasoning layer on top of it, which kind of objectively reasons with all the data that is gathered to understand why one project is better than the other, right? So there's a lot of data, model, and reasoning layer on top. So that's where we differentiate ourselves compared to, vanilla platforms that, cater to most industries.
Amazing. Well, then how does Proplens AI's AI-driven approach work in terms of, lead qualification and follow-ups within the sales process?
Okay, great question. So number one, our AI platform is trained to capture the home buyer intent. So typically we see that property sales teams waste anywhere between 20 to 40% of the bandwidth speaking to casual shoppers or, unqualified leads, right? So that precious bandwidth being saved to help them crack more deals. That's number one. Number two is we do hyper-personalized sales follow-ups at scale. So integrating with the client CRM and potentially increasing conversions by 30 to 50%. So the reason behind this is each home buyer is different, and they have their unique needs, and it's terrible to send one standard communication across to all the home buyers, right? So the project information might be the same, but then we need to send communication that's highly personalized to the buyer's needs. And with AI, this is now increasingly possible. So it's a click of a button. You could even send 10,000 personalized messages at scale, each tracking into the past conversation that these home buyers have had and picking up these data from the existing CRM systems. So our goal is essentially to automate the mundane and let customer-facing teams, focus on, like I said, higher value-add activities. So can we help property developers achieve 2x sales with the same amount of workforce is the goal we are after.
I see. Well, then what are the main challenges that, developers face when they outsource sales processes to external agencies? And how does Proplens AI resolve this issue?
Great. Yeah, I think it's a controversial question, but the first point here is developers on outsourcing everything to external partners, they lack access to true customer insights, right? So the question here becomes, who owns the customer? Is it the manufacturer, that's the developer, or the distributor, right? The second major problem is the bleeding sales and marketing costs. So the question here to ask is, who bears this cost eventually? So is it the developer, or sometimes is it the end consumer like you and me? So bargaining power clearly shifts to agencies in markets where the agency market share is highly consolidated, right? And thirdly, the brand reputation stakes are much higher for developers, and if they lack visibility into what is being communicated to the customer about their projects, and it could kind of backfire in terms of brand impact. So our role as Proplens, we want to help developers drive more direct sales efficiencies with the help of technology and help them reduce their overall cost of sales and marketing by 30 to 40%. Can we make their in-house teams 2x more capable and drive 2x more outcomes in terms of sales conversion? So that's number one. Secondly, because our AI is directly conversing with the home buyers, and there's going to be a lot more objectivity in drawing customer insights and relaying it back to the developers. These customer insights are crucial for them to kind of, do a feedback loop into the product design and marketing or even pricing decisions. So it's conversational AI-based analytics, which we feel will aid the developers in kind of driving cost-efficient sales.
I see. Well, then, could you walk us through a typical use case where Proplens AI significantly boosts sales conversions?
Sure. Our goal is to bring e-commerce-like personalization to real estate, right? So number one is hyper-personalized follow-ups, speaking directly to the buyer needs, and rather than a spray and pray approach that's being adopted today. Number two is because the AI is conversing, is using a pool of data and conversing directly with home buyers. The biggest advantage is now developers can catch the customers when they are hot, right? Typically, customers today, are getting younger and younger, meaning the home buyers are getting younger. They inquire outside of regular office hours. You're having a smart AI agent that works 24/7, is multilingual, is more objective, brings data and transparency to kind of advising customers, and also doesn't get follow-up fatigue, which a lot of human sales teams eventually go through. The last piece is in terms of also a co-pilot to the internal sales team. So we believe that internal sales teams sometimes get trapped in a lot of routine stuff that take away the bandwidth. So think of the AI agent as a smart, personalized assistant for the real estate sales teams that could help them with all data and insight at their fingertips, help them answer home buyer queries with more trust and confidence, right? So these are all the typical use cases in sales. When it comes to post-sales customer service, again, our AI agents help the post-sales teams respond to customer queries with high precision, data-backed reasoning and confidence. So essentially, the real estate industry is all about trust. And because there's data and insights, authentic data and insights available on tap, trust helps boost conversion for property developers.
I see. Then what role does AI play in customer service post-sales, and how does it enhance customer satisfaction?
Yeah, great follow-up question. So we usually observe that the post-sales experience for home buyers significantly drops after the initial sales theater. Customers typically want responsiveness, transparency, and empathy, right? Post-sales teams on their front also struggle with a lot of paperwork and coordination across multiple departments. So our tool can help plug this gap with the ability to respond instantly and accurately to almost 60 to 70% of repetitive customer queries that come in post-sales. This happens through effective system integration with the likes of the CRMs and ERPs that are run by property firms currently. Typically, these queries could be anything around document access, progress of construction, payment milestone tracking, etc. Essentially freeing up the post-sales staff of paperwork so that they focus their time on building true relationships and offer that much valued experience.
So what are the key performance indicators then developers should track when using Proplens AI to measure its success?
Yeah, so from our current conversations with a few customers, so on the sales side, there are maybe about 3 metrics. So one is how many incremental leads are being served by the same workforce. So because they now have a capable AI teammate by the side. Second piece is increase in direct sales conversions. So for example, X number of home buyer leads coming on the website to X number of people doing property visits, right? The third piece is the cost of sales and marketing. So how much are we enabling developers to drive cost-efficient sales, to minimize linear expansion of resourcing or commissions, right, to drive sales. On the post-sales front, I think it's primarily 2 metrics. One is the first response time, because home buyers increasingly are impatient. They want immediate responses. The second piece is the percentage of query resolutions that AI is able to handle by itself, right? And these could be across different categories, freeing up human effort again towards more value-additive tasks.
I see. Now, Saranian, the proptech market is experiencing explosive growth, reaching over $40 billion in 2024 and is expected to hit $179.03 billion by 2034. So what trends are you looking out for in this particular space in the next few years?
All right. So zooming out here. So firstly, we believe that AI will expand the B2B proptech market by an order of magnitude, but say by 5x or 7x. Products like ours that do actual work, that human workforce is doing today, versus being just a software tool. So I think these AI agent products will expand the B2B proptech market significantly. Secondly, one thing that we're observing across APAC is the next generation is taking over within family businesses that own real estate firms. And they are now increasingly looking to integrate proptech solutions to drive predictable efficiencies in their respective organizations. And hence, we believe that adoption of proptech solutions will grow by 2x to 3x in the next decade or so.
I see. And before we let you go here, Saranian, what's next for your business? What are your plans for scaling Proplens AI in the future, both in terms of tech and market expansion?
It's a tough one because we are at it almost all day and night. So on the product front, I think we're certainly looking to automate more workflows for property firms beyond just sales and customer service. This might involve solving for specific problems in say, procurement and construction processes with the help of AI agents. On the market front, we do see high potential in external markets like the UAE, Thailand, Australia, India, and plan to cater to firms in these markets and localize our offering to these markets soon.
I see. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Saranian, for joining me today.
Thank you so much, Hongwen. It was a pleasure chatting here.
Thank you so much. That was Saranian Rangarajan, who is the founder and CEO of Proplens.